Hi robotics, this will be video number 1 in creating our MicroKart. You can see my example from last year here. I can zoom in and out on it. Holding your mouse wheel down allows you to pan around it. You can see that. You also have a couple features down here you can check out too for panning, for orbiting around your object if you're using if you're just using your keyboard or trackpad. Okay, so I'm going to start here by taking a look at some of these measurements. So I can see on this one, okay, the outside here, this edge, the long edge here is going to be 140. And then my short edge is going to be 72, but I'm going to add 3 here, and I'm going to add 3 here. So 72 plus 6 equals 78. So I'm going to make it 140 by 80, just to make this really easy for me. We want to keep it generally small because we only want to fit the parts that we actually need. So again, 80 by 140 for my beginning. I'm going to click on the plus symbol, new design. First thing I want to do is save it. Command S to save it. And this here, you can see you can choose a location. You can keep things organized, but this is going to be my MicroKart. And I'm going to call this 2.0. Click on save. Once it's saved, you can see it pops up here. This here is my top component. It is activated right now because that little circle. I'm going to start here by creating a new component. This is important for when going to laser cut your drawing. Create new component. And then from this new component here, didn't pop up, new component here, I'm going to call this TOP for the top part. Top of my component, here is my top. Then I will create a sketch on that top component, and I'm going to select the top. Okay, you can notice here, this is my X, and this is my Y axis. This blue would be my Z. I click on this here, and then I'm going to go up to create rectangle, and I'm going to create a center rectangle. Click, drag. Okay, I'm not going to dimension it yet. I'll escape to get out of my command. My sketch palette pops up over here. These right here are part of my constraints. For example, this one would be my parallel constraint. Okay, this one is a perpendicular. This, I believe, is a horizontal constraint. Yep, you can click on it and see what it is. Parallel constraint. This here is a sketch line. Escape, get out of that. We're going to leave those lines there. I want to dimension this now, D for dimension, or go up to sketch dimension. I like to use the shortcuts, D. And this here is going to be 140. And this side here is going to be 80. If you are not in millimeters, you want to go up here to the upper left here to document settings, double check that your unit says millimeters, click on this edit symbol and select millimeters, and I'm going to set that as default. Click OK. Mine is already set as default. Once it's been fully defined here, you'll see that the outline is fully black. I'm not going to finish the sketch quite yet. If I was to happen to click Finish Sketch, okay, I'll get back here. I want to go back to my browser over here and click this arrow, and then right-click on Edit Sketch. Okay, it takes me back to that sketch, but keeping this browser, keeping your parts organized is important. Then I'm going to go to Create Rectangle, 2-point rectangle, and I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to zoom in on this upper left here. I'm going to click on this line, click, drag. Press Escape. Then D for dimension, and I want to dimension this side. Okay, this is going to be 3. This is the thickness of our acrylic that we're going to use. You can see example here. This is this part right here, or actually this part right here. Then I'm going to dimension this part here, and D for dimension. You can see that's 20. I'll make that 20 again. And then I want to dimension from here, this point right here, to this point. Okay, pay attention to that. Make sure you're clicking on those points, and click 10. Like so. I like that. Then I'm going to mirror this. Okay, so I'm going to mirror this to a couple different points here. So I just panned around using my mouse wheel. And what I can do is click on mirror. And then it says mirror select objects. I want to select these right here. Okay, and I get eight objects selected. That includes these nodes, those corners. And then select my mirror line. Okay, nothing pops up when you click select mirror line. What you need to do is in your browser over here, you need to make sure you see origin. Okay, you have this origin, that doesn't count. This origin for this component right here, and if I hold my shift key and my mouse wheel, I can rotate around, I can orbit. And then I click on this plane here, this is my left plane or my right plane. And you can see what this does. Hold the shift key, move around. You can see it pops up over here. Click OK. Now I'm going to get back to my top view. You can also get an origin or isometric view right here. But I like to go back to my top view. And I want to mirror these to that side now. So mirror, select, hold my mouse wheel, move over, select, hold my mouse wheel, move over, select my mirror line, shift, mouse wheel, and select across that front plane. And it pops up here. Click OK. I want to do the same thing on this side here. Okay, so I'm going to go to create. I'm going to go to rectangle. And I'm actually going to keep this simple. I'm just going to do one roughly in the center here. So here, going across to about here. I'm going to go to the center line here. This will make it easy to right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing from here to there. And I'll zoom in on this so you can see what I just did there. And you can see I have two lines or two rectangles that are separate that have this part here in the middle. And what I want to do here is I want to dimension each side of this here. So I want to dimension this side. This is going to be 10. This side is also going to be 10. Then I would dimension this out. This will be 3. And this side will also be 3. Escape. Then I'm going to delete this center line. Delete. Click on it one more time. Click delete. And then this pops up. Now this is one whole piece here. So now, and I can also potentially, I can dimension it from the corner because I have these little blue lines, D for dimension, to here. Pop up. It should be 30. Enter. I'll do the same thing from this side here. Just to fully constrain that part, this will be 30. Enter. That is not necessary for this application though. Okay, then I want to mirror this to the other side. So create mirror, select my objects, and then select my mirror line, hold my shift key and mouse wheel, boom, and it pops up over here. Click OK. Now, my drawing is getting pretty darn busy right now. Some things I like to hide. I like to hide sometimes my constraints. I like to hide my dimensions. I could hide points. I could also hide projected geometries. But some of these things I like to hide going across here. Even you can hide your sketch guide if you wanted to. I'm going to hide my origin now. Hold my shift key, mouse wheel. This looks great. I want to extrude this now. Okay, I'm going to click on Finish Sketch first. And then I'm going to press E for Extrude. Okay, this here, Type, Profiles, select my profile. I want to select this. And then Distance is right here or right here. I want to do one side. You can do multi-direction if you wanted to. You could also do to an object. But I'm going to do Distance, and I want to do this to 3 millimeters. So I'm going to type 3, and I'm going to click Enter. If yours doesn't pop up a neat color, like you see right here, go to Inspect, go to Display Component Colors, and you can see gray. And if I change this, Display Component Colors. It chooses a random color, and that color matches it right here in my components. Now I want to go back to, and I want to make sure I'm going to activate my top component before I create another component. So activate that top component. I'm going to save it right now where I'm at. The great thing about Fusion 360 is it does automatically save to the cloud. And this will be the end of video number 1.